Tonight, from Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California.
Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And a look here now at their fourth-year quarterback.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
So they take... A decent shot, CD, and the flag comes out for pass interference.
Yeah, a little DPI, as they like to call it in the business, right? And the farther you get downfield, the more frenetic things get, and the more calm and control you have to remain as a defender. That was a little bit of a slip there, and the penalty will go against it.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Looking to throw on second down. Clemens. Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
Well, you know you don't want to make a mistake in that area, so you make sure you make a smart throw. Throw it out towards the sidelines. If you overshoot your guy, so be it. It's just the incompletion that we saw there.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. That to the sideline, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And the 49ers are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. So out comes the offense now with a long field ahead of them. And they'll be let out by their 7th-year quarterback.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception.
But that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3-1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of the season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have had a perfect game.
A second down throw for Purdy. Connects with Kittle underneath. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. You talk about this Seahawk defense. They come in a top 10 unit against the pass, currently 8th in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up second down. So this game, Charles, you know, we talk about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that, and by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the first half. Backups get to play in the second. But you and I both know that funny things sometimes happen when you think this way. So it's incumbent upon the starters to really play well to make it work for this team.
They get 5, and it will go ahead and move the chains. Up the middle they go. Woodward looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. credit the tackle there to Uchenna Nwosu. This time they'll throw it. Here's Purdy. Connects with Kittle underneath. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
They'll get 17 on that one, and the Niners have a first down. Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
Now we're at the 41, 2nd and 9. Purdy will set up to throw it here. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. Now Purdy. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 23. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Here's 2nd and 10. Purdy looking to throw. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. Picked up by Devin Witherspoon. And the Seahawks are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
The numbers for Walker from last week's effort: 17 carries, 83 yards.
And those numbers have both he and his blockers motivated this week. They saw that yardage total climbing, but stopped short of 100. Every one of them has to be driven this week to help him reach the century mark.
We're scoreless after 1. From the gun on 3rd down, Clemens. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. That one goes for 8 yards. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. Second down and 8. Back to throw. Clemens over the middle, finding Smith and Jigba. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Walker now on 1st and 10. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
To throw on second down, Clemens. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
They'll toss this out right to Walker. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turn around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
From the gun on third down, Clemens. Wide open receiver complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 21. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Looking to throw. Clemens. He finds his man. Complete. That's Barry. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he is not going to get to the marker as they stop him short at the 14. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 4th down. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Back to throw. Clemens. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
Looking to throw on second down. Clemens. He's got it. They'll wind up getting 7 on the completion, but they'll still be faced now with a 3rd and goal situation. Walker is in. Touchdown, Seattle. Just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in after report like they're eligible, but all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their second drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Throwing on second down, it's Purdy. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards. Back to throw, Purdy. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. but that's great work with the ball in the air, never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now fourth down. And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. And this will be covered up. Pretty good result. It'll be down at the 14-yard line. And the Seahawks offense going to get one final possession in this first half. And they may be content to take this 7-0 lead into the locker room. We'll see. On first down, Clemens outright to Smith and Jigba. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. The final shot before break. Clemens going right back to Smith and Jigba. So we have reached, well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. And the half will begin with a touchback. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. Well, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. McCaffrey running up the middle. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Purdy from the gun on third down. Oh, what a read on the outside as it's intercepted. Picked off by Reek Woolen. And he will take it across midfield and down to the 45.
And that has to be a little bit discouraging because after all their halftime talk, adjustments, and points of emphasis, their first drive ends with an interception. Absolutely aggravating if you're a head coach because you spent all that time, gone through every situation possible, and it still ends in a turnover.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. Toss left side for Walker. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. To throw on third down, Clemens. And that is incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Now the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. Purdy going to lead the 49ers to the line. 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage with a flag down here to boot. So they may back up further. So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just working the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
Purdy now to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And they take this up near the 30 before he's taken down. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Play action. Now Purdy. He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. So that'll be no better than an incompletion. And it's second down. Inside 4 minutes to go. Third quarter. They go play action here. Purdy. He's got a man. Complete. Down the left sideline. Touchdown. 49ers. Brandon Ayuk hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Niners are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Moody good with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was Brandon Ayuk capping it off with a touchdown reception. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the ball now going back over the Seattle Seahawks offense. And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. And now the drive starts with a completion out to the right. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Operating from the gun. Clemens. And complete to Smith and Jigba. 7 yards there and a first down. The start for them near flawless. Defense gets them a 3 and out. 2 quick pass connections on offense.
So that's how a team works together. Just what you described. Get them the ball, give them a little momentum, and they're capitalizing off of that. Thanks a lot, guys.
And he goes out right around the 39. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that'll make it 2nd down.
Partner, it took a while for him to lock onto a receiver, and he finally found his man coming left to right across the formation. But by the time he got the ball to him, not much of a chance to turn upfield and make anything out of it.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Steps away, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down.
We are seeing 2 really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
How to approach this. 3rd down and 16 yards to go. Looking to throw. Clemens. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. The Seahawks send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Now Brandon Ayuk ready to bring out the rest of this offense here for this upcoming series. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Purdy now on 2nd down. And he spots Henderson open left side. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's 2nd down.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 35. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. They'll give it up to McCaffrey. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. 7 yards there and a first down. Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains, but it's enough to get them a first down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might end up with the ball.
A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a first and goal. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And a little bit of space there takes it inside the 5 to the 3. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up second and goal.
That's good power football on first and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
Purdy now to throw off the play action. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And now look at him go. And they bring this one back. It's a fumble recovery and a Seattle touchdown. A try here for the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And they've got to be still reeling from the events of a moment ago. What a turn on that last play.
You're knocking on the door. You're about to take it in. You think you're going to get some points on the board. Instead, you cough it up and watch them take it the rest of the way to the opposite end zone. That's a 2-score swing that you just gave up.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Purdy off the play fake. Got a man right side. It's McCaffrey. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. Play action, and now here's Purdy to throw it. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Purdy. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. And that one results in 35 yards. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's first and goal just outside the 5. So they hit pay dirt, but don't count it yet. There's laundry on the field. We'll see what the penalty flag is about. Late game, that hurts. Take the touchdown off the board.
No doubt about it, and this is where you make a great movie scene, right? Go in, rally the team. Okay, we lost points there. Let's get it back and go out and score again. Can he get it done?
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. Nice gain of 8 that time, but it's second and goal.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss. This is third and goal. Throwing here, Purdy. And that's going to be incomplete.
Well, I think we were both wondering if we were going to see them try and push it deep downfield, facing a one-possession deficit late, and they certainly didn't disappoint. They gave it an effort.
Purdy, big fourth down play. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 3rd and 4. Back to throw. Clemens. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And even though he gets out of bounds to stop the clock, it's not going to matter. That first down going to be enough to write a finish to this one. Straight ahead, Walker. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. On 3rd down, here's Walker. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the first down marker. The Seahawks send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And control of the football, switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Purdy to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
This defense has been so stingy all game long. No reason to think it's suddenly going to open up now. They took their shot, but this, like many others, falls incomplete.
Now one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide a winner, although on that last play